And how is everybody this Thursday evening, early evening, I guess, Eastern time? I don't know what time zones all of you guys are in. So, how the hell is everybody doing? I'm Alan Roberts. In case you are new to the channel, prepare yourself for lots of swearing. And if you don't like me swearing, I don't give a fuck. So, let's just get that out of the way. I want to say hi to everybody. Today, we're going to talk about how fat children are clogging children's hospitals. Now, of course, I'm just going to let you know it's not all fat children that are clogging children's hospitals. Um, it is just the title that I used to grab. I saw this this young lady talk about this, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about because there is the very serious tridemic going on of RSV, the flu, and the vid. I will also say, for the record, by the way, if I lose you guys, I'm sorry, but we are getting a hell of a storm here, and our infrastructure down in Florida is still a little shaky when it comes to our internet services because of and power for that matter. So, and I don't have my backup battery hooked up because it fried out, but it is just a little shaky because we literally a couple months ago had a storm level the fucking place. So if I lose you, I lose you. Okay. I did want to say just for the record, you can get our new book, Beyond Willpower: The Hunger Management Method. It's right up here. That gives you the app for a month. But here is the deal, and I am announcing these early for anybody that's on the lives. Okay. There is 2 tiers of coaching that we do, and we have very limited spots. But we are doing a 3-month for 2, the price of 2 special for each our accountability coaching and our intensive coaching. The accountability coaching is daily communication, weekly video conferences, and it's daily communication, weekly video conferences, and we have access to the app and all sorts of things like that. So live pre-recorded classes, Crystal's teaching a bunch of new ones, all sorts of stuff. The intensive coaching is all of that, plus we help you out with your grocery list. We help you out with your pantry. We literally coach you via Zoom twice a week live in your own house. So that is our 2 tiers of coaching. It is literally right now 3 months for the price of 2. And if you sign on to this, you get to keep that price for as long as you stay on with us. So please do check that out. If you are having a hard time this holiday season already, it is very it's not going to get better unless you can get it done. And as an added bonus, we'll give you an extra 2 weeks on it. Meaning, so it's we'll basically count your time in the first 3 months of the year, but you pay today, you start today, and then it's 3 months at the beginning of the year starting. So I hope we get the slots filled up so we can help a bunch of people this year. And that way, also, I don't have to worry about selling these next year. So, just being really honest. And please do get the book. You get the app for free for a month, and then you can figure out if you want to sign on or not. So please do check that out. Anyway, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Then we're going to go over some stuff. Let's see. Sigmar Media Outlet. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Just be it's winter, 13 degrees Celsius here. I'm binging on facts from Alan instead of candy. That's good. That's good. Good. Zephyr 13 on Sunday. Okay, you guys are talking, waiting for snowfall, talking to squirrels. Nadia W. Nadia, how the fuck are you doing? Janet, what's going on? Amanda Meisner, how are you? Autumn, how are you? Megan, what is going on? This is going to be a great topic. I think so too. I'm going to show you a young lady's video that is just it's just the statement of where we're at in our world today. Okay. Lena, what's going on? Lily Pads, what's happening? Kel, Roxanne Johnson. But if the kids are fat, it's their parents' fault, though. A child can't plan their own diet. It's parents who have set the rules. I say that all the time. If you have a 300-pound 15-year-old, you have abused that child, whether you realize it or not. It is abuse, 100%. It should be viewed that way. But the problem in society right now is that we're not even viewing fat as being a bad thing. We're not even viewing fat as being a bad thing. Storm here in Louisiana was really bad yesterday. I'm hoping it'll stay okay here today. I don't know. It was thundering so loudly earlier that it was shaking the fucking windows. So that was pretty crazy. Tanya, how you doing? Alan, any coincidence this trifecta of viruses is hitting after kids were locked down and masked for years. I would argue that it is a massive, massive coincidence, and I would also argue that it's massively overinflated. That it's not like it's the same rhetoric that we had at the beginning of the year, the year in 2020. But we'll get over into that soon. Mortal Myth wants health. Good for you. What's going on? I hope I can help you. Becoming a better me. How you been? Sheeny Beanie, Ron H, Angel Marks. How are you doing? Kimberly Gonzalez. Nice to see you. Alanya Rice, Hannah, what's happening? It's Julian, what's happening? Hannah Anderson, I'm just finished lifting. Outstanding. Hearing your name startled you. Hi, Nadia. How you doing? And I think we're into everything, everywhere we're at. Now, I've talked to everybody and everything like that. So I just want to say, I don't mean any, I know this is hard to believe because I really do. I know that I have a harsh way of stating shit. One more real quick, though. So, thank you for no morbidity. I'm finally able to control my appetite. I've lost 10 pounds of fat so far. Bam! That's the shit right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's the thing. I want everybody to be healthy. I really do. I think it's like my moral. I think it's my literally my fucking purpose to help people get healthy in life. I feel very fulfilled by doing this, doing the work we do. I feel extremely, extremely lucky to be able to do it with the love of my life. We work together all day. I know, just for those of you out there that are watching this, I am super aware of how rough I can be. I've been aware of it my whole life. This is just how trust me on this. It is worse when I try not to be. Okay. If I just allow myself to speak, it's a lot better, because when I try not to, it comes out very, very almost harsher, just in a polite tone. And I'm going to argue that is the way that political correctness mostly is. I refuse in life to lie to people's faces about where they're at. And I really think that, especially how it's gone in the last couple of years, we need a counterbalance to the wokeness, because it's hurting people. It's devoid of logic, and it's devoid of all sorts of things. We're going to go over to my Twitter page, right? So you are going to hear me say, because not only are we going to talk about this topic, but I plan on talking about a few other things that I've posted up today. In case those of you don't know, my Twitter, the MFing COO, got hacked, and it was hacked by an NFT company, and they then got it banned. I'm still wondering if I can get it back, but this one right here is the new one, the Alan Roberts. I almost like it a little better because it's actually my name now. The MFing COO, I love that title, but this year is going to be a little different in that I'm probably going to be appearing on some different shows and talk shows or podcasts and shit like that. So my name recognition needs to be there. But you're going to hear me say some shit. Damn, did you guys hear that? That was loud. You guys are going to hear me say some shit on here that if it offends you, I just want you to know, and I mean this, I don't fucking care. If it offends you, just please understand that's a you problem, all right? If you feel some kind of cross about me saying certain things, once again, that's a you fucking problem, not a me fucking problem. That's a you fucking problem, okay? You can feel free to turn off the fucking, you can feel free to turn off my things. Why hacked? I don't know why hacked. They just fucking took the account over. I don't know why. That was loud. Yeah. I mean, no shit. Yeah. If it offends you, nobody cares. Exactly. Tess Holiday would go for a walk every time you got banned. She'd be skinny. That's funny. So you can't give offense, you take offense. Very good point, Julian. Very good. So we are going to go over, and I just wanted to, again, I really do mean this, even though I'm pretty harsh, right? I don't want anybody in any way to go to this lady's account and give her a hard time. Frankly, she's already crazy enough. She's already a fucking full-on loon bag, if you ask me. So this is okay. Give me 1 second. We're going to pause so we can just listen. This is Imani Barberin, and she goes by Crutches and Spice on, I think, Instagram and the TikTok. She said, a lot of y'all's greatest indication of health is whether or not someone is fat. But you same people are breathing on children maskless during the collapse of the pediatric care system and either permanently disabling or outright killing kids, but as long as they're thin. So we're going to just go through a few of the statements before we literally listen to her own words. Facial decorations don't do anything. They do not stop viral spread. They do not stop viral spread. They don't. It just absolutely a sign of low IQ, if you ask me, to believe that they do. If you can smell things through a mask, you don't think that viruses that travel on aerosolized vapor and travel 30 meters can be on one. It takes a certain type of like suspension of reality and low IQ, likely. I'm sorry, I just can't even get past that. It was one thing to be terrified by it 3 years ago and then scared into wearing one. I never, I never owned one. I had to wear one on a plane one time, and I wore it over my ear. It's stupid. It is tragically dumb. I worked in healthcare for about a dozen years. For those of you that are new to the channel, I was a healthcare executive before I did this whole fitness thing. I didn't come from the bodybuilding ranks like a lot of other fitness people, like my business partner, Mark. I didn't come from powerlifting or bodybuilding or any type of extreme athletics. I was a healthcare executive for about a dozen years. I literally taught a class on how to safely put on masks and take off masks because there is a procedure that was not used. Not at any given time, not one person can show me a PSA from any public health official that showed us how to put one on and take one off safely. Because there is if you don't put it on safely, you are just increasing your chances of self-infection. You're absolutely increasing your chances. It only is common sense. You're touching your face more often. Not to mention the fact that if you wear them for a prolonged period of time, you're just inhaling expelled toxins and expelled virus and everything like that. It's literally the suspension of critical thinking and logic to think that they're positive in any way. To not realize that they're not negative. To not realize that they're negative. To not realize that they're an actual negative in society, you got to be kind of dumb. To think that they're a positive, you have to be suspending reality and be kind of dumb. I'm just gonna, and if you don't like hearing that, please do unsubscribe, because you're too stupid to understand most of my words, and I say fuck half the time. I just want to make people understand, and I have nothing against this lady for being dumb as fuck. I really don't. I've got nothing against her, but she is in fact dumb as fuck, and it's her own mental illness, I guess, because she knows she clearly is visibly, physically just not healthy. And she's into, her thing is right here, she, her, black girl, magic, disabled pride. Her thoughts and things disabled people know. Whatever. But to go through this, breathing on children maskless. If you're in the same building with somebody, you're breathing on them, just to be real. The collapse of the pediatric care system. I have not checked the statistics. I'm just going to be very, very honest, because I didn't feel the need to, because this lady's fucking insane. But the collapse of the pediatric care system, I'm going to make sure that this is spoken as slowly and clearly as possible. The vast majority of pressure on our healthcare system in both the UK and the United States comes from avoidable, lifestyle-driven, chronic illnesses to a staggering degree, both financially and resource usage wise. The amount of resources that get used from people that lifestyle themselves into illness is what drags the healthcare system down and skyrockets price, along with, healthcare industry and pharmaceutical greed. People saving themselves from getting sick by not trying to cover their breath up is not the problem. And the children's healthcare system does not act interdependently of the regular healthcare system. It's just moronic to think so. It really is. It's just stupidity. Now we are going to listen to this woman's own words. Make sure I got the volume up for you guys. Boom. Boom. Here we go.
It's a children's hospital, which makes it even more striking. We should treat our children better.
And then the gentleman, by the way, here's some fucked up shit to remember. The gentleman was sitting there in front of a cafeteria food from a hospital, right? That used to be my business. And I can tell you this right now. All the food you saw on that person's plate was procured by the lowest bidder, and it was put together and cooked by the absolute lowest paid employee we could get, because the budget that hospitals put out to feed people is tragic. I once had a skilled nursing / rehabilitation center in a state I can't name because I could get myself in legal trouble. And along with that contract, I also had their county hospital, or their county jail, And we spent twice the amount on our budget for the inmates at the jail than we did for the skilled nursing residents. Factually. Every year. Every meal. So twice the amount. So what you're eating in a hospital and what we're feeding the patients is in fact shitty. It's horrible food. It's the lowest quality food that we are allowed to serve them. Period. 100% of the time almost. At independent livings and assisted livings, it's a little different because they're paying more for a lifestyle, especially independent livings. Independent livings in Florida, there's plenty of independent livings in Florida that operate like nightclubs. There's sushi and all sorts of stuff, but these things cost like $20,000 a month, right? But at hospitals, when you're being billed $2,000 a day for your room and all sorts of stuff, the food probably cost probably $4 a day, something like that. Okay. So this gentleman's complaint about that is not only something that's very true, but it is definitely something that I have that's my wheelhouse. It's literally one of the things I used to do. I also used to do meal rounds every single day when I would visit a place, and intensive care units in like we would call them high acuity units, meaning for elderly people, very, very, very immunocompromised people, never wore a mask. Not one time, not even during norovirus outbreaks, or I was in the healthcare profession when MERS hit, and it was a highly contagious, viral infection that actually has a higher infection fatality rate than the vid, much higher actually. And never once wore a mask in any of those units. The only people that wore masks, and this is the truth, the only people that actually wore masks were my line cooks and my line dietary aides, because they were standing over the food, and just like doctors who, before 2020, doctors wore them to prevent from spitting into an open wound or having something splash up into their mouth, like, a cyst pop into their mouth and shit like that. Truthfully, they were the only people that wore masks. The only ones. If you were anywhere else in the kitchen besides the line, there was no regulation, no need to wear one. If you were anywhere else in the building, there was no need to wear one, no matter what skilled nursing, hospital, long-term care, burn unit. The burn unit, when you had to go in, obviously they didn't want even particles, so it was a whole different procedure. But not just walking around. It wasn't a fucking thing. Like, it's just ridiculous how it's been treated. It's one of the things that got me canceled a couple years ago, when I was like, that's just fucking stupid. And people are like, oh my God, you want grandma to die? Oh, your breath might kill people. And it's sad, just sad. But again, and let's not send this lady any problems or any hate because she's already stupid as fuck. So
let's get one thing clear. Actually, I mean,
let's get it clear.
A couple things. I mean, I promise it won't take too much of your precious
That's okay.
time.
Take all the time you need, wacko.
You all don't give a fuck about kids.
We care way more about kids than you do. And I'll get into this right away. You, young lady, speaking directly to you, because I have a strong feeling you're going to be watching this, are fat as fuck. You don't care about kids in that you could help reduce your pressure on the healthcare system by losing fucking weight. You and other massively morbidly obese people represent an incredible amount of burden on the healthcare system. Incredible. $2.7 to $3.1 trillion a year in shared healthcare expenditure just for avoidable lifestyle-driven chronic illness. About 1.3 million deaths a year. The amount of missed work is insane. The amount of pharmaceuticals that the average fat person is on is like 3 or 4 prescriptions a month. And you don't give a fuck about children because you are very selfishly and in a very privileged fashion gluttoning yourself into a state of further ill health. I believe this woman is already disabled, so my deepest condolences to you. But you know what would help with that? Losing fucking weight.
You don't give a fuck about kids. Let's stop playing. In fact, you and every single adult in that video don't give a fuck about kids. Because you're at a fucking children's hospital with no mask.
That's just sad. I mean, that's just sad. Like, what do you think was going on before 2020? Like, it's just crazy. Like, people have lost their fucking minds. Like, people have completely lost their shit. They've lost their minds. How do we not realize, like, it's like people can't even remember, like, before 2020, in that people did not wear masks in hospitals. People just didn't. It wasn't a thing. People did not wear masks in hospitals. They never asked you to. It wasn't reality. People did not just wear them around. You know, I had somebody tell me that we should get in the habit of wearing masks when we're sick in America. That's something that Japan does, and people should, when they're sick, they should just wear masks. No, you should stay the fuck home because they don't stop viruses. They don't stop communicable disease spread. It's silliness to fucking think so. It is silly. You can smell somebody's fart through it. Viruses can get through it. Like, you literally are smelling their fucking feces that already went through their underwear, their pants, and then through your fucking mask. A virus can manage. You know, like, it's insane. It's just ridiculous at this stage. Look at this woman's face. Look at her. Look how sure she looks of herself. To think you are that correct about something that you are so stupid about is talent. That it takes talent to do that. Like, it's mental illness talent, but it's talent nonetheless. It really does. Like, it takes a special kind of person to have that much cognitive dissonance. It just is.
Mask whatsoever. During a time in which children's hospitals are in active collapse.
They're not in active collapse. From the information I read, none of the ICUs are even at like 90% or 95%. Just as a little FY informational, hospital ICU units, hospitals, skilled nursings, long-term cares, assisted livings, all of them, the entire healthcare industry is always designed and budgeted to run at 95% to 110% occupancy. Always, 100%. First of all, beds are determined in hospitals by staffing levels. You're never going to find a hospital that has no rooms that they could possibly put shit in. Ever. Fucking ever. The staffing levels that they have for these hospitals are predetermined by CMS. And that is basically, there's staffing levels for peak hours, normally 7 to 7, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. are non-peak hours. And there's staffing levels per patient that you have to have. There's also RN levels and doctor levels you have to have at hospitals. These are things that, again, I absolutely know about. I had an administrator's license, and I remember having to fire an assisted living administrator because they couldn't get their census above 85%. You know, like it's like the people don't seem to fucking understand that it's not collapsing. It's at, like, to believe that type of rhetoric takes a especially stupid kind of person, but we're already talking about a person that believes that that they're like, she literally accused the people of killing children by not wearing masks. It's moronic. It's absolutely moronic.
Because there are so many children sick with RSV, flu, and COVID.
Now, we're going to get into that because I'm not doubting that there's a lot of children sick with RSV, flu, and COVID. I am going to blame people that thought we should lock down and mask these motherfucking kids for 3 fucking years. When you hide your immune system away, when you try to run away from nature, nature's going to fuck you up. Right? If you do not have a very strong, robust immune system, if you are not getting all the proper vitamins and minerals, if you are, in fact, hurting your immune system by being fat as fuck, young lady, because being fat lowers your immune system. Factually, it's 100% fact. When you hide people away, when you are not, especially children whose immune systems are just growing and strengthening, when you do not let them get exposed to anything for a long time, like say you fucking literally just keep them locked up for a year or two, when you put them back out into the environment, whether you're putting a facial diaper on them or not, you are going to, in fact, they are going to get sick readily. They're going to get sick much easier as their immune system has been weakened over the last 3 years from poor exposure, because it needs exposure. You need to be exposed to things, right? Like your immune system builds up what's called natural immunity. It's this thing we forgot about in 2020 that has been with us since the fucking entire evolution of humankind. Otherwise, we'd all be dead by now. So by suppressing children's immune systems and then throwing fucking facial diapers on children and like wondering why their immune, like they're going to stay sick. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like they're inhaling all these toxins over and over again. Look at this woman's face. She's smiling as if she didn't just say really stupid shit. Like she's smiling as if she didn't just say really, really, really stupid shit, when she in fact is more of a danger to the healthcare system than anybody else in that fucking video, probably. Like she herself is clearly physically, and I'm not even talking about her other disabilities, but she is very visibly morbidly obese, which means you are ill, which means you have a weaker immune system than people of a lean state naturally. You just do. You have a higher level of chronic inflammation, which makes it harder for you to breathe, which also makes it easier for you to succumb to cytokine storms. You are at a much, much, much higher likelihood of being hospitalized, even with just a generalized cold, yet alone the flu or something like that. Like, and we're not even getting into the fact that we have a lot fatter kids right now too. Like the children obesity rate skyrocketed in 2020 and 2021 and 2022 so far. So we're not even going to get into that. If the children's hospital system is having a hard time, it's because we abused children for the last 3 fucking years by fattening them up, by fucking not letting them get exposed and mingle and be social with each other because we kept them away from each other. They're supposed to be fucking eating dirt and doing stupid shit. And the issue is that people like this woman are so sure in their idiocy that we are hurting this generation of people, you know?
And you all are so concerned about food intake, you forget that aspect to it.
Yeah, because if you have a strong immune system, like right now, another huge portion of the problem, if all these kids would have been out in the sun instead of locked into their fucking house, and if they would have gotten plenty of vitamin D, even given some vitamin D supplementation because of how poor the food system is, it would be highly unlikely. It would be a huge, huge, huge possibility that a lot of these kids would not even need hospitalization for these, that their immune system would be able to fight it off even easier, you know?
Let's be clear. A lot of your concerns about health.
I love how she pretends like it's not reality, you know? Like this woman is pretending like being fat as fuck is not unhealthy for you, but people should be wearing a facial diaper. It's sad. It's like, This is the face of mental illness right here, everybody. This is the face of mental illness.
Are really just about aesthetics.
No, I don't give a fuck how you look. I don't give a fuck how you look. I could not give a shit how you look. I don't. I don't care how anybody looks, frankly. I do care that you are unhealthy. It's 100% fact. I couldn't give a fuck. Like, that's like how narrow-minded you got to be. Like, this woman is hurt. This woman is upset that people think she's ugly, or in her mind, that people think she's ugly. This woman is traumatically upset about that. She is upset, like, this is a state of denial that cannot be kept up. Like, we need to realize this. This type of denial, the state of denial of being fat is in fact unhealthy for you, is going to end up crushing society. We cannot allow this. We can't keep getting fatter. We're already super fat as fuck. Like we're at like Super Saiyan level of fucking obesity, like as a country. It's just insane. This woman is truly like, who gives a fuck how you look? Here's the thing. You losing weight, and this is going to be hard for everybody to take. This is going to be hard for everybody to take. We'll get to the end of this.
A fat person is unhealthy.
A fat person is unhealthy 100% of the time. Gravity exists. Your heart can only pump so much. Your heart is working extra hard to pump harder and pump blood to so much more mass than it was fucking designed to do. These are just ridiculous. Fucking, it's so frustrating.
But a child with a shot immune system because you decided to breathe on them with no protection, that's fine. That's okay.
Wow, that was just fucking patheticness. Truly fucked up. I mean, look how sure she is of herself and her fucking idiocy. It's sadness. Okay, so we're going to do a few more things, but first I wanted to just get to this real quick. For those that have tuned in are probably really fucking upset, you know. It's not about aesthetics, because here's the thing. Even if you lost a bunch of weight, you're not going to look like you think you're going to look anyway. I mean, we need to get this is going to pull the Band-Aid off, and it's going to hurt. Okay, like just so you know, I'm about to pull the Band-Aid off, and it's going to hurt real bad. All right. If you're a 400, like she's like 350, you know, she could lose all the body fat down to like 20% body fat or 15% body fat, 15 to 20% body fat for a woman, and like get lean. Her body is going to be fucked up. Like, she's going to have tons of loose skin. It's like, once you get to a certain fatness, it's not about aesthetics at all. It's not about aesthetics at all. It is literally about saving your own fucking life and not fucking up the healthcare system, not literally using your fat to clog the healthcare system. It's not about aesthetics, because if you think that all of a sudden you're not going to just lose weight and be like, you know, runway model. It's just, that's not real. Okay. So I don't give a fuck about how you look. I never have, never will, couldn't give a shit. But it is very much the fact that you disproportionately burden the healthcare system. And then this woman in particular is going to complain about other people not doing shit when she could just fucking lose weight and help the fucking healthcare system out. It's fucking ridiculousness. And I mean, complete and total insanity, ridiculousness. I'm going to get to a few comments, and then we're going to possibly look through my Twitter a little bit more and just have some discussion. 13 years in nursing, and the best immunity is exposure. 100% every single fucking time. You can, I would say you can check my Twitter, but it's gone. But it's posted all over the place. In 2020, I was like, I would love to get COVID right now. Like early 2020, like, let me get it. Let me get over it. I am young. I am healthy. It is not a fucking danger to me. I have more danger of sunstroke. Everybody's going to end up getting it. Like, don't you motherfuckers get it? It's a fucking cold virus. Unless you've never had a cold, in which case you probably have had the cold. You were probably just asymptomatic with the cold, and you didn't know that you got the cold, which is a huge percent of, like 80% of people. If they never got tested for the vid, they would have never known they fucking had it, ever, because they were asymptomatic, which means they weren't even able to spread it, by the way. It's fucking sadness. Powdered eggs. I didn't want to eat. I refused. I drank my milk. It was, fucking eating in the hospitals is gross. And I mean, I used to be in charge of that shit. Fucking gross. My high-risk child likes to lick random things. I mean, for real. It is what it is. So Hey, act like it doesn't go hand in hand with each other. Exactly. And I knew you meant they. Kids with dogs who play in the dirt and run outdoors are always stronger. Always, 100% of the time. Absolutely, 100% of the time. How you doing, Lisa D? She is so much in denial. She thinks denial is a river. Yep, exactly. But Alan, you don't know. It's only healing their fat. I know. This is fucking sad. Have you watched the documentary Died Suddenly on Rumble? I have not yet. I now get to it. Here's my thing. I don't need to watch it. I absolutely don't need to watch it. I have read probably every bit of literature of what's going on with this shit. You could ask me 1,000 times out of 1,000 times from what I've read from the Pfizer documentation, because I've read it very thoroughly, and what I know about viruses. And I literally worked on, I'm not a doctor, but I know how to read a fucking study really fucking well. There's not 1,000 times out of 1,000 times I would rather get the vid. 1,000 times out of 1,000 times I would rather get the vid. 100%. Because with the vid, it's cold. For a lot of people, it's really, 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 really bad cold. For the people that normally do the dying, which is elderly people and very fat people, it's a bad cold. It can fucking kill you. I mean, just like, guess what? A cold. A cold could kill you too. An actual regular, normal-ass cold, healthy people die of colds every fucking year. They don't take care of themselves. They get sick, and then they fucking, they're maybe even vitamin D deficient, and then they get a fucking cytokine storm in their lungs. Their lungs fill up, and they fucking die. It's unfortunate, but it's reality, you know? But I don't need to, I will watch it, but I don't need to. I believe they should be pulled from the market. I'm just saying. And this, like right here, I will remember it. It's at 37 minutes flat. That I will be able to yank this piece of footage and say, I fucking told you so at some point in time. I literally, it's fucking crazy. So I did want to go over just a few other things. This is my, this is my Twitter now. So this is us. Look at us. Hey, us. What's going on? I'm going to play this. Okay. And this is the type of stuff that I say on my Twitter. So you can, and I did put this on Instagram. They're probably going to yank it down soon though. But here we go.
Go ahead, buckaroo, because they won't do a damn thing. When I tell them I'm a trans woman, they'll say okay and they'll leave me alone. You want to know why? Because it's legal in my state as a trans woman to use the bathroom I identify with. Now come at me with another comment, honey bunches of oats.
You see, this is where the pandering and the push for acceptance of woke ideologies really is dangerous for the people that it is meant to try to actually push acceptance for. Because, dude, and I'm going to call you dude, because if you don't want to be called dude, you should really work on your presentation. I don't care how you identify. That's a you thing. And I really don't care who you want to date. That's a you thing. But the very second, whether it's legal in your state or not, you try to walk into a restroom that my wife is in, I'm going to treat your head like a Bud Light bottle cap at a bonfire. I will gladly catch a case to make my wife feel safe. You, being a full-ass grown man with a beard walking into the restroom when my wife is in it, is not going to make her feel safe. So therefore, it is my job as her husband to once again make her feel safe. It's not that she probably couldn't kick your ass herself, but my job is to do what I need to do to protect her from feeling threatened by full-ass grown men invading her space. And you can trust on this. I'm going to do it with extreme prejudice, and many more men should.
So, before we can discuss that, we can discuss other shit. I'll take questions from the audience, but I just want everybody to understand, like, people can feel free to think what they want about me. I don't care. Like, I've got this phrase that came from my buddy Jeff McCool that I use all the time. I even made another video about it. I really do. I suggest you follow me at the Alan Roberts on Twitter, because I really feel very comfortable. Even though my account got hacked, that was not a Twitter thing. I feel very comfortable on Twitter being able to speak my mind and who the fuck I am. I feel that I can live my truth. So please follow me there. But my good buddy Jeff McCool from Oxen Creek has a line in Getaway. What people think about me is really none of my business. All right. So I hope all of you like me. I do. I don't want to be disliked. I mean, nobody wants to be disliked. I just don't give a fuck one way or the other if you dislike me. Because if you dislike me, that's a you problem. It's not a me problem, you know? And people over the last couple of years tried to make it, like when they disliked somebody, they tried to make it a them problem because the whole cancel shit and whatever. And that's fine, you know? It's perfectly good. I don't have the energy. I come from a different time, and I just want to. We had a few comments from this one that we can do some follow up with. So let me give a second to pull up a little bit more of the content that I put on here. Let's see here. And let's see. Okay, so somebody, this was a good one. Somebody commented that they will be the first man to help press charges for assault against my bigoted, violent ass. Should I protect my wife from some fool-ass grown man going into the fucking ladies' room after her? Because, and I mean this, trust on this. If that would ever happen, I wouldn't care if it was my wife or somebody else's, you know, any female. If I see somebody that I identify as a male try to go into the restroom with my wife, listen to my words, because they're only going to be said once if I ask you not to go in, because I will only ask and be nice one fucking time. One fucking time. I'd smile in my mugshot. I would smile in my mugshot. I guarantee it. I would make that my Christmas card, for real.
If that's what you feel you need to do, go ahead and call them.
Whoop, hang on a second. Let me put it up here so you guys can hear it instead of just me. So again, this guy said, and I'll be the first man to help her, as if that was a woman, press charge. Because again, like if I misgender you, work on your appearance. Because like Blair White, I'll call her a woman all day long, all day. The funny thing, the Safric bro, I call him a him because he presents as a him to me, even though it's a woman, you know? Here we go.
If that's what you feel you need to do, go ahead and call them. I'll let you use my phone. You see, you calling me a bigot is very akin to what dude wants to identify as, what dude wants to wear, and who dude wants to sleep with, as long as it's all consenting adults. I don't care. That's not my problem. That's a you guys thing. It does not affect me at all. However, I come from a different time, and if I identify somebody as a male trying to walk into the ladies' room while my wife or any other woman is in there for that matter, I will gladly go to jail to be able to look myself in the mirror knowing I did the right thing. I will gladly serve time and face the consequences of my actions in order to know I did what I know to be the right thing. I'd even smile in my mugshot.
You know, it's just important that people understand where I'm coming from, I think, because I don't want to, I'm not trying to be mean, you know. I'm not. I'm just, this is not this is very much to fucking, here's a good one. This is actually
already been calling
a comment from somebody that actually likes me, but this is how I feel about a lot of this situation. Okay. And I just want to explain all this stuff to you guys because you guys are here almost every day and I appreciate you. But this is how I feel about this. The whole last couple of years. Here's how I feel about it. The last 5 years, shall we say.
You know, in the last 5 or 6 years, people have already been calling me those things. They've already been calling me a racist, a Nazi, a bigot, alt-right this, alt-right that, for saying that you can't be obese and healthy, that it's objectively bad for the person, bad for society, bad for the planet. I've already been called all of those things, and one thing it has taught me is that what people think about me is really none of my business. The important thing is that I know I feel good about looking myself in the mirror and going to sleep at night by trying to help people and trying to make sure that I'm protecting my family and society, my loved ones, and the world around me. So if people think that calling me some sort of bigot because I am going to state for the record that if I see somebody that objectively looks like a male try to enter the women's restroom with my wife or any other woman in there, that I am going to make sure that they don't go in no matter what I need to do, then so be it. Still none of my business.
And I really mean that. Like, I just want everybody to understand, because here's my thing. I don't want you following me if you don't like me. I mean, because if you want to, that's great, because it doesn't mean anything. But I don't want to misrepresent myself to anybody at all. This is who I am. I don't give a fuck who you want to fuck. I don't care as long as everybody's adults and consensual. I don't give a fuck. You do you. I don't care if it's one person, two person, three. I don't give a fuck. Male, female. I don't care. I don't care how you identify as. I don't. I am not one of the people that it really bothers. I don't understand that either, because it does not affect you. It just does not affect you, right? So I don't fucking care. I don't care what you want to identify as. I don't care what you want to wear. As long as you understand that I'm just going to be as honest with you as I can. And if you look like a dude and you're in a dress, I'm still going to call you dude. I hate to tell you that's who the fuck I am. That's how the fuck I'm wired. And if you have the right to identify whatever way you want, I have the right to identify you however the way I fucking want. And you have the right to identify me however the fuck you want. I don't care. You know why? Because what you think about me is none of my fucking business. I mean that. I don't care. Identify me however you want. I don't give a shit. I don't. But I want to make sure that I'm extremely clear with everybody. This is not about hate. This is just about reality. This is not about me thinking I'm better than anybody. This is just my fucking life and my fucking reality, right? I don't want people to unfatten themselves because I hate fat people. I was a fat people, okay? I know how hard it is. I know how hard the struggle is. And I know I personally know that when people beat around the bush, when people say, oh, you look awesome, blah, 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 like, you're fat as fuck. Like, how hard it was to get up out of bed in the morning. How hard it was to get up those flight of stairs. How embarrassing it is to have to hold your breath to tie your fucking shoes. All these things. And the person that you're saying, oh, you're fine being fat, blah, 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 the person you lie to their face, they know deep down you are lying. Some of these people in today's world will prefer the polite lie over the harsh truth because they can't seem to accept their own fucking reality and the part that they played in it. Those people need fucking psychological counseling. They absolutely do. A huge portion of the population, we do need to bring back mental wards. We need to bring back mental hospitals big time, because us getting rid of them kind of implied we didn't need them and that we are more mentally ill than ever before. We have people saying that there could be 300 pounds and healthy. That's mental illness. That's mental illness. It is. What's up, Selves? That's mental fucking illness, right? And I'm just not going to fucking lie about it. I'm just not. I'm not going to lie about like that dude that was earlier saying he's a trans woman and can go into women's bathrooms because he's allowed. I'm going to call that dude a dude, and I'm going to say, dude, if you fucking go in there with my wife or any other, if here's my thing, and this is how I really mean this. If no other woman is in there, if it's empty, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I still don't. But the second that a woman could go in, like if you're in there doing your makeup or whatever, bro, and a woman goes to walk in, you need to fucking leave. That's their fucking space. I believe that women can do just about anything that men can do. Most of the time, fucking better. I believe that women have much better critical thinking engines. I believe they're much more logical. I believe they are less emotional, even though that society would paint men as more rational. I don't find that to be the case at all. It takes a very serious rationality to raise babies. I believe men are war machines. Like real men are labor and war machines. We are to protect our tribe. We are to do the fucking labor. We are to fucking take the goddamn bullet. So we need to fucking take a goddamn bullet. Like the thought concept about how weak men are right now is absolutely fucking pathetic to me. You know, I mean, hey, sweet thing. Awesome Sauce wanted to say hello to everybody. But calm down. But this is just how I believe. I think that women are probably even like better at a lot of fucking things than fucking men. But war is not one of them, you know? And even if it's not like all out war of nations, sometimes like to be a man, you need to be ready to go to war, especially if it's to protect your family. Like any dude that would not fucking stop that dude from going into the fucking restroom when their wife was in there, fucking find your fucking balls, bitch, because that's fucking sad. You know, like that's sadness right there. Like I would never, like I wouldn't be able to look myself in the face. You know, like I just wouldn't be able to. And anybody that's like, we've got to get over this fucking. Everybody operates off fear of being canceled and fear of this and fear of that. You know, you're not going to hide from a cold, just like you're not going to hide from the reality that you're fat. Just like dude's not going to hide from the reality that he's a fucking dude. You know, like if you want to be like I think Blair White does it excellent because she recognizes that she's a trans woman, not a woman. Because you're not a woman. You're just not. There's no reference in your brain of the plate. High five. Of the one more time. Yeah, my baby. There's no reference for a trans woman of growing up as a woman. None. You know, and I just like my thing about it is like we need to start recovering this. And I'll say this: in the last couple of years, women have pulled the fucking rope. I think that that's why there's such a pressing, there's such a press to erase women right now. Like women are the ones that got school board meetings to fucking stop fucking masking their kids, and they're the ones that got them to stop fucking talk in Florida. Women are the ones that got them to stop talking about fucking sexuality with 5-year-olds. You know, like women did that. Men, for the most part, most of you bitches out there right now are pussies. It is time to step the fuck up. You know, it's weird how even the fucking heroes that a lot of men follow right now are abject fucking cowardly pussies. Like men, you're not going to find masculinity from Jordan Peterson. He is a sellout bitch who fucking has plenty of fucking problems. He said a few really nice speeches and has no at all fucking conviction in his words. He tried to fucking comply to his way to freedom. That is not what monsters do, Jordan. Speaking as like his big one is like, make yourself a monster and learn to control it. Speaking as one of them, you should shut the fuck up about that, bitch. For real. Like, it's not like he can speak from reference. Jordan Peterson is the trans masculine person because he's not really masculine. He just identifies as it. And all these people out here, like, I don't even understand how this is a thing. Like, society slid so quickly, it's kind of mind-numbing because we have people literally saying, fat women, this morbidly obese woman is barking at people about wearing facial decorations because she thinks they work and she's crazy and doesn't realize she's ill. Like fatness and lifestyle-driven chronic illness are the things that actually clog the hospital system, like blaming everybody else. We've got men not standing up for women. Like, let's be real, motherfuckers. I don't care if I go to jail. My wife is not going to feel threatened. I don't care if I go to jail. I can tell you this: if you put me in a position where I have to defend my wife and I'm going to end up going to jail, I'm going to make the years worth it. You're going to know. If you would be somebody that would make me have to go to jail to defend my wife, I'm going to make it worth it for me as much as I can. It will never be worth it because it's time away from her, but it would be worth it because I fucking protected her. But I'm going to make sure that it's not worth it for you. And that not only you, but anybody else that saw it would never, ever, 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 ever think about doing it again, whatever you did. Ever. Ever, ever. It's just men need to pick this shit the fuck up. Because like everything we just saw, ridiculous. Even the woman, like, she's barking at people about talking about how bad the nutrition is, which is abjectly, your nutrition is way more important for your immune system than anything just about, yet alone the negative that's added by covering your face constantly. It's just fucking sadness. You want to get down? Okay. Good jump. It's sadness. But then we get things like where people are like, oh, I'd be the first one to help them press charges. You call the cops on me for defending my wife, make sure 2 ambulances arrive, because you're going to need one too. Just like I said, I'm going to make it worth it. You know, fucking sadness. Let me see here. Thank you to the men who stand up for and advocate for women's safety. We thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Does the kitty have a bandana around her neck? It is a babushka, and she's going to make to go to pierogies. I was taught growing up that as a man, my role was to protect the provider. Let me tell you something. This didn't win me a lot of awards because like shit started getting crazy. But my son was taught never to start a fight, always finish it. If somebody physically touches you, make sure that you make sure that they never want to do that again. And if he would say this right now. If he ever sees a woman being physically manhandled, it is his business. I've had tons. That's another thing too. Like in the last 5-10 years, people are like, well, that's not any of my business. Yes, it the fuck is. If you can reach down into your fucking pants and you feel a rod and balls, it's your business to fucking make sure women are safe around you. If you see another fucking person abusing a woman or manhandling a woman or something like that, that's your motherfucking business. You know why? Because you've got a rod and balls. If you don't think so, your daddy fucked up when he raised you. Likely didn't have one. Because I'm telling you right now, if I walk up on a dude pushing a woman, I don't need the story. He's going to be counting fucking lights. Period. I don't understand how we got here. I really, really fucking don't. Kitty wants to be gangsta. It is a babushka. I agreed with the Jordan Peterson thing. He cannot control his emotions either, which is fine. But how can you preach being a real man when you cannot regulate your emotions? Exactly. He's a fucking grifter. Peterson does say he has personality traits that are commonly associated with women. He's absolutely 100% correct. Peterson preaches about marriage and fidelity, but isn't his daughter a train wreck who's I don't know. I don't know that. I really don't. I don't keep track of his daughter because she's meaningless to me. More men do need to think that way. It is our job to protect people. We are the protectors of society. We're supposed to be strong, masculine fucking people. Like the whole phrase toxic masculinity, what people don't realize, and I'm going to say this real quick because I might even fucking get a clip of this. Here's what people don't realize about how they started using the phrase toxic masculinity to make it so it was almost illegal to be a masculine man. It went from toxic masculinity being associated with dudes just being complete assholes to women, lying, all that stuff, to just being masculine and being a man. Like it really did very, very quickly. I remember in 2020, I told Crystal, I was like, I feel like it's like illegal to be me right now. It's insane, right? But toxic masculinity has been splashed like, oh, you don't want to be toxically masculine. You don't want to be toxically masculine. Oh, it's toxic. Oh, it's toxic this, toxic that. The push for people to be, outed or shamed for their toxic masculinity was truly a methodology to endanger women. And I fully believe that. I believe that society and the people that are trying to control society, and if you don't believe that there's people that are trying to control society, you're a fucking idiot. But the people that are trying to control society, how do you defeat women? You take away their protectors, masculine men. It is not that women cannot fight. It is not that women cannot shoot. It is not that women cannot take care of themselves. Like I said in that one video, Crystal could probably kick that dude's ass herself. I really mean that. But our job is to protect them. Our job is to make sure that we would take a fucking bullet for our woman. That is our fucking job. Period. And not only do kings ride with queens, queens need a king. Period. And we have reached a stage in society where that is not happening a lot anymore. And we need to get back to that very, very, very seriously. Been on here about an hour. I'm going to answer a few questions and then I'm going to fucking talk. Then I got to go because Crystal is teaching a live class. Again, by the way, you can get the book Beyond Willpower, the Hunger Management Method. That gives you the app for free. You could even join tonight's class, but she teaches anywhere from 7 to 9 classes a week. And it also gives you pre-recorded classes. You get the Hunger Management Support Group. Or just like I said, those links right in there are for our coaching. It is a 3 months for the price of 2 for both our accountability coaching, which is daily communication, weekly video conference calls. We help adjust your lifestyle bit by bit, focus on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate physical activity, healthy habits is what we help you form throughout the course. The intensive level training is that, plus we help you with your pantry, we help you with your recipes, and we literally do Zoom workouts with you one-on-one, just us and you, Zoom workouts at the privacy of your own home twice a week. So please do check those out. I'm down 10 pounds with no morbidity and recently Ember, 30 to go. Great products and has been a massive help with the cravings. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Much, much, much. Question. I've been focusing on my hydration more and feel like I'm constantly in the bathroom. How do you handle hydration situations where we're not able to get to the bathroom break every 30 minutes? I do try to front load my day, so I avoid bathroom, need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. After you keep pushing it for a while, your body will get used to it. It will normalize out. I love the babushka. I'm trying to bring it back. That's funny. Let's see. Mountain Girl. You can't destroy the society by altering the culture to the point. You can't destroy a society by altering culture to the point that it's men becoming little girls. Then the defenders are no longer capable of defending. Exactly. I knew what you meant. You cannot. You can. Not can't. I got you. Thanks for standing up for women. You are very welcome. Lacey Shrinks. How the fuck you doing? Women are not costumes. I agree. Woman face is a real thing. It's a really thing. The metrosexual trend ruined men. It was one of the things that started ruining it. That's for fucking sure. That's for fucking sure. I mean, it's absolutely like men should be like. Here's reality. Right? When Crystal met me, I was rough, like rough. I would be quick to fucking like. I got a face full of scars for a reason. Like anybody that thinks that this hasn't been in a few fucking fights is a fucking idiot. I was quick to do so. I was what we used to refer to as a fucking roughneck. If I didn't fucking watch out when I was single, when I was on my own, I was a fucking very rough individual. I was the type of person that almost would eat his fingers with his fucking food, and she definitely balanced me out. That's for fucking sure. But in my mind, that person still exists. She's just tamed him, and that person will gladly fucking jump right out fucking in front and fuck somebody up should they fucking threaten my wife. And if you don't think that way, and if your husband doesn't think that way about you, talk to him and ask him why. And if you don't feel that way where you would fucking absolutely take a fucking knife, a bullet, fucking something like anything to protect your wife, you're a pussy. You need to fucking grow the fuck up. It is your job as a man. If you can reach down into your pants and you can feel a shaft and balls, it is your job to lay your life on the line to protect the women in your life, your family, your children. It is your fucking job. It is one of the very few, it's one of the things that you exist for. Get there. Just a few more and I got to go. I think letting men participate in women's sports is horrible. It's fucking disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. But anyway, guys, Crystal does have a class here in like 25 minutes and I got to get everything fucking set up and ready. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. 7 in the mañana. Okay, so I'll talk soon. Goddamn.